Have you ever found yourself in a situation where your emotions got the better of you? Maybe it was a frustrating comment from a coworker, a stressful traffic jam, or an unexpected setback. We've all been there. We react, often impulsively, and later regret our words or actions. But what if I told you there's a way to reclaim control? An ancient philosophy that offers a powerful toolkit for mastering your emotional responses. Today we're diving into the world of Stoicism to uncover the secrets to controlling your reactions and finding a more profound sense of inner peace. The Stoics, ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, believed that the key to a good life, a life of tranquility and fulfillment, lies not in changing the world around us, but in mastering ourselves. They taught that while we can't control external events, we have absolute power over our internal responses to them. This is the cornerstone of Stoic thought, and it's a game-changer. One of the most famous Stoics, Epictetus, put it this way: "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet profound statement is the foundation of our journey today. We're going to break down this idea into practical, actionable steps that you can start applying in your life right away. The first and most fundamental principle of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. It's the idea that some things are within our control and some things are not. What's in our control? Our thoughts, our judgments, our actions, our reactions. What's not in our control? Pretty much everything else. The weather, the economy, what other people think of you, the traffic, you name it. Now, this might sound a bit simplistic, but think about how much of our daily frustration and anxiety comes from trying to control things that are fundamentally outside of our control. We get angry at the rain. We stress about the stock market. We obsess over what someone said about us. The Stoics would say this is a recipe for misery. Instead, they urge us to focus our energy exclusively on what we can control. Imagine you're an archer. You can control how you aim, how you hold the bow, how you release the arrow, but once the arrow leaves the bow, you can't control the wind or a sudden movement of the target. The Stoic archer finds satisfaction in the perfect execution of their shot, regardless of whether it hits the bullseye. The outcome is external. The process is internal. So how do we apply this in our daily lives? Start by making a mental list. When you feel a strong emotion bubbling up, anger, frustration, anxiety, pause and ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, then consciously choose to let it go. It's not your battle to fight. If the answer is yes, then you can focus your energy on a constructive response. Let's take a real-world example. You're in a meeting, and a colleague criticizes your work in front of everyone. Your immediate reaction might be to get defensive, to lash out. But let's apply the dichotomy of control. You can't control your colleague's words or their opinion, but you can control your response. You can choose to take a deep breath, to listen calmly, to ask clarifying questions, and to respond with reason and composure. This not only diffuses the situation, but also demonstrates your own inner strength and professionalism. The second key to mastering your reactions lies in understanding the power of your perception. The Stoics believed that it's not events themselves that cause us to suffer, but our judgments about those events. Shakespeare echoed this sentiment centuries later in Hamlet. There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Think about it. A rainy day isn't inherently bad. For a farmer, it might be a blessing. For someone planning a picnic, it might be a disappointment. The event is the same, the judgment is different. The Stoics called these initial unthinking judgments impressions. They taught that we have the power to examine these impressions and decide whether or not to assent to them. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and a devout Stoic, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the essence of Stoic perception. It's about creating a space between the event and your reaction. In that space lies your freedom. So how do we cultivate this power of perception? One powerful technique is called cognitive distancing. It's the practice of observing your thoughts without getting caught up in them. When a negative thought arises, instead of identifying with it, you can say to yourself, "I am having the thought that this is a terrible situation." This simple shift in language creates a sense of detachment and allows you to examine the thought more objectively. Another practical exercise is to reframe your perceptions. When you face a challenge, instead of seeing it as a setback, try to see it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, to practice patience, to build resilience. The Stoics believed that every obstacle is a chance to practice virtue. Let's go back to our meeting example. Your colleague's criticism is the event. Your initial impression might be, this is an attack, this is unfair. But you can choose to reframe that. You can see it as an opportunity to get feedback, to improve your work, to practice your communication skills. This shift in perception doesn't change the external event, but it completely transforms your internal experience of it. Part 3. The practice of premeditation. The third and final secret we'll explore today is the practice of premeditation, or what the Stoics called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Now, this might sound a bit morbid, but it's actually a powerful tool for building resilience and reducing emotional reactivity. The idea is to spend a few minutes each day imagining all the things that could go wrong. Your car might break down, you might lose your job, you might get sick. The point is not to dwell on these negative possibilities, but to prepare yourself for them. By mentally rehearsing adversity, you rob it of its power to shock and overwhelm you. Seneca, another prominent Stoic philosopher, wrote, "What is quite unlooked for is more crushing in its effect, and unexpectedness adds to the weight of a disaster. By expecting the unexpected, you can face it with a calm and rational mind." So how do you practice premeditation? You can start your day by thinking about the challenges you might face: a difficult conversation, a tight deadline, a frustrating commute. Then visualize yourself responding to these challenges with courage, wisdom, and composure. This mental rehearsal prepares you to act in accordance with your values, no matter what the day throws at you. It's important to note that premeditation is not about pessimism. It's about realism. It's about acknowledging that life is unpredictable and that adversity is a part of the human experience. By preparing for the worst, you can hope for the best, and you'll be better equipped to handle whatever comes your way. So, there you have it. 3 powerful Stoic secrets to mastering your emotions and controlling your reactions: the dichotomy of control, the power of perception, and the practice of premeditation. These are not just abstract philosophical concepts. They are practical tools that you can start using today to cultivate a more resilient and tranquil mind. Remember, the goal is not to suppress your emotions, but to understand them and to respond to them with wisdom and virtue. It's a lifelong practice, a journey of self-mastery. But with every conscious choice, with every mindful breath, you are one step closer to that smooth flow of life the Stoics spoke of. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of Stoic philosophy. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who might benefit from this ancient wisdom. And in the comments below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's one Stoic principle you're going to start applying in your life this week? Until next time, live with virtue, live with reason, and live with tranquility.